Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Ghost in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the hitboxes in Call of Duty Ghosts. More specifically, we're going to be comparing the male and female hitboxes, the ghillie suit to normal hitboxes, and the equipment to normal hitboxes. By equipment, I mean backpacks, bags, helmets, side satchels, all that sort of stuff, the armor, the stuff that makes you bulkier. And I'm going to say that the results will surprise you. We're going to be going through quite a bit of testing, not a lot of numbers. We're going to skip over to some live commentary pretty soon so that I can show you exactly what the hitboxes do. This is just some kind of random filler gameplay with the SVU, which doesn't get enough love. I wanted to tell you that the ghillie suit testing is something that I did originally and uniquely, but the male to female comparison testing and some of the other hitboxes were done originally by a YouTuber A Goes In. His name is Ash. He's a nice guy. He willingly gave me this data, asked for it to be an in-depth episode in exchange for credit, so you can see his YouTube channel up there. It's linked down in the description. Really nice guy, getting his PhD soon, and of course he gets credit because probably the last half of this episode is me replicating his work for you. But it's very interesting stuff, and it leads to some interesting conclusions about the hitboxes. Enough of me blabbing, let's get to the hitboxes. Our first test today is going to be with iElite Baruka, or Quentin on the left. You've seen him on my channel a few times. And with D&B on the right, my man from the UK. You'll notice when I shoot to the right of Baruka's head over here, it's hitting air, not much is going on. But if I shoot to the same spot on D&B, I'm also going to be getting nothing going on, even though I'm actually hitting his model. Like, I should be clipping his shoulders or something, because it looks like he's really tall, but what I'm actually shooting is just kind of the periphery or the fluff on the ghillie suit. I can do the same thing down here on the legs. You can see that's not really legs, that's not meat, that's just kind of stuff hanging off the back, and it doesn't get hit markers. That was the number one myth about the ghillie suit, is that it gives you a bigger hitbox and makes you a bulkier target, and you are easier to shoot, so you don't see a lot of people running it. That's absolutely not true. The hitboxes on the ghillie suit are not bigger than the hitboxes on a normal guy. And I'm doing the test in a specific way. I'm not trying not to spoil the end for you, but you'll see it in a little bit. The other myth about the ghillie suit is that it gives you bonus health, or it gives you damage resistance, or built-in ballistic vest, or like one free shot or something like that. And that's not true at all. The ghillie suit gives you completely normal health with no resistances or anything. But people that play with ghillie suits, you have to earn them. It's a very difficult thing to earn, and generally they are pretty good. I think I accidentally killed Baruka here. Yeah, we're moving on to the other set of tests. We're going to be comparing male and female with some other subscribers. Krypton Shadow helped me out. OBJ Everyday, who's in the Wicked Elite, that traitor, and Wizard 88. Wizard is going to be our bulky guy. OBJ is going to be female, and Krypton is our normal male contestant today. And we're going to be comparing the hitboxes, and you're going to find some neat stuff. First thing I wanted to compare is overall size. A lot of the pro players and some people in general prefer the female body because they believe the female model is smaller and thus has smaller hitboxes or is shorter. That's not true. They're the same height. Kind of funny. You can get a hit marker on the ponytail on the female, and where there would be a ponytail on the male, you get a hit marker. So like on men's heads, there's this invisible hit marker where the female ponytail would be. You can also kind of trim her legs a little bit. The female model has slightly skinnier legs, but you can still get hit markers over here on air on the legs, and you're going to be screaming, "This is broken! This is broken! These are broken hitboxes." You can see it matches much better with the normal male model. It's not quite as far out, and you'll see when we get to the bulkier model with armor that it's much, much closer to the actual legs. There's an unusual spot here behind the knee where you get a hit marker for no reason whatsoever. The leg hit markers are considerably bigger, even though the well, it's even more noticeable on the female because she kind of has skinny legs. I'm shooting at a different leg and a different angle, but you can get a feel for exactly what's going on here. And you'll see some more examples, and what's going on is you think that the hit markers or hit boxes are totally broken, that they're not matched, that this isn't what's supposed to happen, but this kind of is what's supposed to happen. They've made one size hit markers, or hit boxes. The hit box, where you actually get hit markers, is completely independent from the model. The model and what we see is just more like a visual aid. The mathematical box is different. See, I'm actually getting hit markers here on air in front of their faces, and that's because it's supposed to match if they wear a mask or not. So I think they took like the bulkiest character they could probably make, which we're going to test in a little bit, and some of the gear like the masks and some of the things that you put on the side of the legs and whatnot, and they decided to make a standard set of hitboxes and apply those to all players. Well, some of the accessories they added on didn't match that standard set of hitboxes, or it's bigger. You can see how I can kind of shoot through the top of this guy's helmet here, but the hitboxes aren't bigger or smaller than the guy on the other side. He's just wearing a freaking huge helmet on his head. And we can test the same thing with backpacks. A lot of people don't want to wear backpacks because they're worried that, oh, you know, my back hit markers are going to get bigger and I'm going to die faster. That's not true at all. You can shoot straight through the backpack because it's not part of this standard hitbox set. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, the pro players, they run female characters or they run guys with no gear because it makes their hitboxes smaller. That's not true. The hitboxes on the female are the same size as the hitboxes on this guy with the minigun ammo on his back, as the ghillie suit guys, everything else. Sometimes you get hit markers on the patches, like it depends on if you're not in your patch, your like side arms. I don't know, they chose like one random character, and sometimes depending on what gear and loadout you have, you'll get hit markers where the sidearms and stuff would be. And you can shoot through the bullets on the neck. That's not an ideal either. So no matter what character you use, no matter what sort of loadout you have, what special gear, you don't run faster, you don't get more health, and your hitboxes stay the same. I actually had a lot of people accuse me of this, which was kind of funny, that I only used female characters, because I play as a female. The blonde female that you saw in the beginning, that's my model that I used. Like, oh, you only do that because you know the hitboxes are smaller and you're cheating, and that's not true. They're the same size. There is a visual difference, though. Obviously, the ghillie suit guy is going to blend in pretty well with the grass on Stonehaven, and my character might do well in an industrial environment, you know, if you have desert camo, the desert maps. But the female characters are visually smaller. They don't stick out as much as like a big bulky male would in a lot of situations, and in that respect they might be slightly more difficult to aim at, slightly more difficult to follow, whereas your big minigun guy would not. I don't think it's really that big of an issue. In some cases I find it to be more of a problem because my character is blonde. I think I just kind of recreated Lux from League of Legends because that's one of the characters I play a lot, and the blonde hair really sticks out, whereas most people have a more camouflaged or neutral colored helmet, and people like to kill me online. Then again, on Xbox One I get recognized a lot, so I'm a big target anyway. But don't worry about the hitboxes. They're the same no matter what character you use, and that's the main takeaway I want to do from this episode. Again, this is not unique information to me. This all came from youtube.com/AGoesIn. His name is Ash. He's a cool guy. The promise that I made a while back is that if you give me a good tip or a good video, I'll make an in-depth episode about it, and I'll give you full credit for it. He gets full credit for pretty much all of this except the ghillie suit testing, and I wouldn't have tested the ghillie suits the way I did if I didn't have his information first, so all credit to him. That being said about this policy, I had it go wrong a little bit. I had a guy send me a tip that I already knew, and he didn't have a channel, and he's like, yo, give me a shout out and tell people to go and subscribe to this channel, but I haven't made it yet. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, but your tip is not something I want to make an in-depth on, and I can't tell people to subscribe to your channel that doesn't exist. And the person got angry with me, and things got a little bit weird. So I'm going to kind of retract my promise a little bit. I can't promise shout-outs for everything, for everybody, all the time, especially when 20 people send in the same tip. But I try to give credit to people that do the work and get the information where it's sourced, where it's supposed to go as best as possible. So if you help me, I'll help you. I'm not here to mess anybody. If you've got good tips, good info, just let me know, and you'll get a shout out kind of like A goes in here. Well, that's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you'd like to check out the previous episode, it's on the ARX 160. You can click the box on the left. It'll open a new window. If you'd like to check out the next episode, it's going to be on shotguns. It's going to be more like a general shotgun guide. I've got some kind of shotgun secret tips and tricks for you. I have sponsors linked down in the description. The Ghost Ultimate Utility, Scuf Gaming, and I believe Elgato will be there soon if they're not already. As always, hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.